Well, for third down, I want to introduce you to a fellow Arkansan. This offseason, Demitrius Washington received a promotion from Vice President of Football Operations to Assistant General Manager. He's had a long history with Vikings General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. While he's reaching the top of his game right now, the Rising Arkansas native always remembers his roots. Take a look.
I love being back home. It's very close-knit town, very close-knit group. In that town in particular, football is king.
From high school, you graduated, you went to UCA.
So UCA was just kind of the school that myself and I grew up really close to one of my cousins, Josh Lambert, and we kind of decided on that school when we were in high school together and just kind of like, hey, let's go to UCA and figure things out, to be honest. It wasn't very elaborate or very detailed on choosing UCA, but I figured out some things throughout life by going to UCA while I was there. So I had probably about a year after graduation was when I first originally went to graduate school, and I actually started off in UNC Charlotte. The goal was to try to get into sports analytics. After one semester, I found out that Missouri had a better opportunity for me, so I transferred to Missouri.
What interested you in sports analytics?
I would say the book Moneyball was what first piqued my interest in it. It wasn't as prominent, I would say, as it is now. It wasn't as many teams. I don't think there was as many teams doing it then. I just kind of took a leap of faith.
Your first NFL experience was with the Browns, though, as an intern.
Yes. So that would be, I consider that, it was more of like a consulting type role.
From the Browns, then you joined the 49ers.
Yes.
Which is where you met Kwesi, is that right?
Yes. With my first 3 seasons in the NFL, we had 3 different head coaches and 2 different GMs. So it was pretty tumultuous, I guess is the way to put it. But yeah, I learned a lot. I grew a lot with Kwesi. We learned a lot about each other, but also how to work together throughout that process. And we learned a lot about team building, roster construction, staff construction as well.
So tell me about the relationship between you and Kwesi when Kwesi got hired here, obviously as GM, and him bringing you along with him.
Yeah, he shot me at the text and was like, let's go. He just shot me a text after the draft, was like, let's go. So that's kind of how the conversation really got started.
Kwesi's talked about your strengths and that you know numbers so well, but sometimes it's hard for people that know numbers so well to be able to communicate those numbers to people that are more like a football mind. And he said that that's kind of your superpower. So can you talk to me a little bit about that and what it's like and how you play off of the strength that you have in that communication?
The more I think about my development as a human, as a man, as a worker, I do think about the upbringing and what tools and stuff I developed while I was coming up, and part of it is growing up in Arkansas, going to Central Arkansas, but just even the small town that I grew up in, there wasn't a lot of math nerds. I'll just put it that way. So being able to develop skills, the communication skills to communicate with different people while my interests aren't fully aligned with them, or I may be going too much into depth in a conversation that doesn't call for that. We have a joke in the office of Kwesi and I used to have a joke of never go full nerd, but that we carried that into San Francisco, and I think a big part of the relationship building was the communication, and my goal was never to say something that people didn't understand.
What are the day-to-day duties of an assistant GM of an NFL team?
It's quite encompassing. So Grigson and I, we split a lot of the duties. I work more on the operations side of things from a personnel standpoint. He does more of the scouting, evaluation side of things, working in that in terms of the reporting structure. The biggest goal for us was to create synergies amongst those groups, and we've done a great job, I think, so far of creating those synergies and breaking down silos and making sure that we're all communicating together and effectively.
Demitrius is actually from about an hour and a half from my hometown in southern Arkansas.
Small world.
So good to see him see the success in his life, and I think we're just seeing the beginning for him.
Exciting future ahead.